Hi everyone, my name is McKenna O'Toole and I chose to do my assignment on the Brigance Inventory of Early Development. It was published May 30th of 2014. So what is it? The Brigance Early Childhood Screening is a short screening tool that can be used to identify students for delays, giftedness, and can be administered in less than 15 minutes. This assessment is offered for students between the ages 0 to 35 months, 3 to 5 months, and K through 1st grade. This test is a norm reference test. It is not an IQ test or a full-scaled education test. It compares each student's performances with other students who have been examined. To go deeper into it, a norm reference test is a form of standardized testing that compares normal skill levels to those of individual students of the same age, which will determine to what extent a student is behind or ahead of the norm. So here I have provided a basic scoring assessment. The test covers a variety of school-based curriculum topics through a series of 12 assessments, including language development, gross motor skills, fine motor skills, pre-speech, speech and language, general knowledge, readiness, basic reading, manuscript writing, and basic math skills. The test is scored by the administrator in 3 steps. First, the administrator scores each of the 12 assessment areas individually. They do this by multiplying the total correct answers for that section by a specific point value per question. Each section has questions weighted at a different amount based on the skill level required. Second, after they have determined the child's scores for each section, they compile the results. The test is based out of a total of 100 points. Third, the total score is compared to the national average scale to indicate if the student is above, below, or at average ability level. Who should administer this test? Like I said before, it can take approximately 15 minutes or less. In many schools, the test can be done by the reading specialist or a classroom teacher or even a school psychologist. And here are how the basal and ceiling scores are established. So for the basal, it just identifies how student performs during the exam, and at the end, the administrator should establish what needs improvement and how it can be improved. For the ceiling scores, if scored below a 75 out of 100, a follow-up will be necessary. How are the results of the assessment used for IEP? If the student's assessment results are lower than expected, the examiner should decide on the most likely reason for poor performance, identify skills, areas, or apparent weaknesses, and make appropriate follow-up decisions to be based off of how the IEP will be determined. In conclusion, the main purpose is to identify present level of performance and support IEP writing. One last thing to include is that the Brigance testing is subjected to the administrative decision of each school, so not every school will have this type of testing. School district procedures when screening incoming pre-kindergarten students, kindergarten students, and 1st grade students. And here is my works cited, and thank you.